As we look ahead to summer 2025, early forecasts reveal a fascinating dynamic weather pattern shaping up across North America. A pressure disturbance is expected to create an unsettled atmosphere, particularly in the eastern United States. This isn't just a simple prediction, it's a complex interplay of global factors that can shift as we approach the season. Before diving into summer, let's consider the transition from spring to early summer. The forecast shows a low pressure area over western Canada and an axis of low pressure stretching across eastern Canada. Meanwhile, a high pressure zone is anticipated over the western United States. This combination suggests we could see a variety of weather events, from storms to warm spells, as we move through April, May, and June. While these trends provide a glimpse into what we might expect, remember, they are not set in stone. The atmosphere is ever-changing, and as we approach summer, we'll need to stay tuned for updates on how these patterns evolve. The official 2025 summer forecast from NOAA reveals some intriguing trends for the United States. This summer, expect warmer than normal temperatures across most of the country, with the notable exception of the northern plains and the upper Midwest. The hottest spots are likely to be in the western United States and the far northeast, where warm anomalies are really taking hold. When it comes to precipitation, the outlook shows a mixed bag. We can anticipate more rainfall in the eastern United States and parts of the Southwest, while the central and northwestern regions may experience below normal precipitation. This aligns closely with early model predictions, indicating a strong consensus on the summer weather patterns ahead. So get ready for a summer that's both sizzling and unpredictable. August 2025 marks the final month of meteorological summer in the Northern Hemisphere, and the forecast is intriguing. A broad low-pressure zone looms over northern Canada, while high-pressure systems dominate the North Pacific and the northeastern United States. This setup brings a warmer flow across the western and northern United States, extending into southern Canada. Expect above normal temperatures in these regions, with a heightened risk of heat waves. Meanwhile, the eastern United States will experience a more easterly flow, keeping temperatures closer to normal and limiting the intensity of heat waves. Precipitation patterns reveal less rain in the central and northern United States and southwestern Canada, while the eastern United States and parts of Canada can anticipate increased rainfall. This August, the weather promises to be dynamic, with stark contrasts between the west and east. July 2025 is shaping up to be an intriguing month for North America. As we dive into the heart of summer, we see a low-pressure area lingering over northern Canada, while high-pressure zones dominate the Pacific Northwest and the northeastern United States. Interestingly, there's a gap between these high-pressure systems, hinting at a potential for unsettled weather in the eastern United States. Temperature-wise, the forecast shows normal conditions across the eastern states and the southeast, which suggests some pressure disturbances might keep extreme heat at bay. Meanwhile, the northwestern United States is expected to experience the strongest warm anomalies, with the Great Plains also feeling the heat. On the precipitation front, expect less rainfall than usual across the central and northern United States and southwestern Canada. In contrast, the southwestern United States and eastern Canada are likely to see above average rainfall. It's a summer of contrasts, and it'll be fascinating to see how these patterns unfold. Across the United States, we're experiencing above normal temperatures, particularly in the western and northern regions, as well as the southern plains. South central Canada is also feeling the heat, while the Pacific Northwest remains mostly in the normal range for June. On the precipitation front, a moisture flow from the Atlantic is bringing increased rainfall to the eastern and southeastern United States, along with parts of central Canada. However, the southern plains, northern and northeastern United States, and deep southern Canada are expected to see less rainfall than usual. As we look ahead to July 2025, the heat intensifies. It's the peak of summer. The forecast reveals a low-pressure area hovering over northern Canada, flanked by high-pressure zones in the Pacific Northwest and the northeastern United States. Interestingly, there's a gap between these high-pressure systems, setting the stage for some intriguing weather patterns. Stay tuned, as this summer promises to be one for the books. As we dive into the first forecast for June 2025, let's explore the long-range trends from the ECMWF model, known for its reliability in seasonal forecasting. This June, we're looking at a notable low-pressure zone over northern Canada and the southern United States, flanked by high-pressure anomalies. This setup suggests an easterly flow into the eastern United States, thanks to the clockwise spin of high-pressure systems. Now, when we zoom in on the temperature patterns, we see reduced warm anomalies across the eastern United States. This indicates that the easterly flow from the Atlantic could keep temperatures in check, leading to a more moderate start to summer. It's fascinating how these large-scale weather patterns can shape our climate experience. So keep an eye on these trends as we head into the warmest months of the year. A stronger cooling phase has been in play since early December, creating those distinct cold wave shapes we see, thanks to the trade winds pushing surface waters. However, warm anomalies are starting to emerge in the eastern Enso region, driven by a westerly wind anomaly. This shift signals the gradual decline of La Nina, even though a robust cold area remains in the central Pacific. If we look at the 15-day temperature changes across the ocean, it's clear that typical cold anomalies are weakening as La Nina fades. The long-range ensemble forecast indicates that these La Nina conditions, currently below -0.5, are set to vanish by spring. As we move into summer, we're likely to see a neutral phase, with many models trending towards warm anomalies, potentially pushing us above the 0.5 threshold for an El Niño event as we head into the colder months. In the precipitation forecast, we see a notable trend for the April to June period. Most of the western and west-central United States are expected to experience less rainfall than usual, while the eastern United States and much of southern and central Canada are in for a wetter season. This spring-summer transition promises to be quite dynamic, with stable, drier conditions in the west, contrasting sharply with normal temperatures and increased rainfall in the east. One significant factor in this shift is the waning influence of the La Nina anomaly in the Pacific. La Nina, the cold phase of the El Niño Southern Oscillation, has been active over the winter of 2024-2025, but is now breaking down. The latest ocean analysis reveals colder than normal waters in the central Pacific, a hallmark of La Nina, while an unusual warm anomaly is emerging in the east. This interplay of ocean temperatures is crucial as we move into a vibrant spring and summer across the United States. As we transition from spring to early summer, let's dive into the latest forecast for April through June. The pressure anomaly map reveals an intriguing pattern: a low-pressure area over western Canada and another axis stretching across eastern Canada. Meanwhile, a high-pressure zone dominates the western United States. It's important to note that these low-pressure systems won't be present simultaneously. Rather, their influence is averaged over the 3 months. Now, focusing on temperatures, we see a significant warm anomaly in the western and southwestern United States thanks to that high-pressure system. In contrast, the eastern United States and Canada appear to maintain normal temperatures throughout this period. So, while the west basks in warmth, the east remains steady, setting the stage for an interesting transition into summer.